In the vast and diverse continent of Asia, major powers like China, Japan, and India have traditionally dominated the headlines. Their massive economies, military capabilities, and global influence often overshadow the smaller nations of the region. But while the world's attention remains fixated on these giants, a quieter and more calculated transformation is unfolding in Southeast Asia. Malaysia is rising. And it's doing so without the noise, aggression, or controversy we usually associate with regional superpowers. From economic growth to technological innovation, diplomatic strength to cultural influence, Malaysia is ticking all the right boxes for long-term success. It's not seeking to conquer or dominate its neighbors. Instead, it's positioning itself as a stable, modern, and influential nation that others want to work with. With a booming tech sector, a highly skilled and diverse workforce, strategic geographic location, and balanced foreign policy, Malaysia is emerging as a silent leader in Asia. While some countries are distracted by internal conflicts, economic downturns, or political instability, Malaysia is quietly building an ecosystem of growth, cooperation, and innovation. Its smart policies, future-ready mindset, and strong global relationships are setting it apart in a very competitive region. So, is Malaysia really taking over Asia? Not with tanks or threats, but through influence, intelligence, and innovation. And if this upward trajectory continues, the world might soon realize that one of Asia's most powerful nations was hiding in plain sight all along. A strategic location with big advantages. Malaysia's geographic location is one of its greatest strengths. Nestled between the South China Sea and the Strait of Malacca, a key global shipping route, Malaysia acts as a bridge between East and West Asia. Nearly one-third of the world's trade passes through these waters, giving Malaysia an immense strategic advantage in logistics and maritime influence. This location also makes Malaysia a vital player in China's Belt and Road Initiative, while at the same time enabling strong ties with Western powers like the US, Australia, and the European Union. Unlike other countries forced to pick sides, Malaysia plays a clever game of diplomacy, remaining neutral while maximizing its economic benefits. Booming economy and diversification. Malaysia's economic rise hasn't been loud or flashy, but it's been incredibly steady. Despite global disruptions like COVID-19 and inflation spikes, Malaysia has managed to maintain consistent GDP growth, expected to hit 4.6% in 2025. What's most impressive is how Malaysia is diversifying its economy. Once reliant on palm oil and rubber, Malaysia has now become a hub for electronics, semiconductor manufacturing, halal products, Islamic finance, and tourism. The state of Penang, for example, is often called the Silicon Valley of the East due to its high-tech manufacturing boom. Foreign direct investment is pouring in, especially from the US, Japan, South Korea, and even China. Apple, Intel, and Tesla are expanding operations in Malaysia, trusting its stability, skilled labor, and strategic location. Technology and innovation at the core. Malaysia's ambitions are deeply rooted in tech. Under its Malaysia Digital Economy Blueprint, MyDigital, the government aims to make the country a regional digital leader by 2030. This includes heavy investments in 5G, smart cities, data centers, cloud computing, and cybersecurity. By 2024, Malaysia became one of the first Southeast Asian nations to roll out nationwide 5G coverage through its Digital Nasional Berhad (DNB) initiative. This move is attracting tech startups and investors who see Malaysia as a future-ready, innovation-driven ecosystem. Furthermore, the country is investing in AI, robotics, and green technologies, signaling that Malaysia isn't just following global trends, it's leading some of them. Political stability in an unstable region. In a region frequently rocked by political unrest, military coups, and corruption scandals, Malaysia has managed to remain relatively stable. Yes, the country has faced its own share of political drama, but peaceful power transitions and democratic resilience have preserved Malaysia's image as a secure place for investment. The government's focus on anti-corruption reforms, digital governance, and institutional transparency is winning the trust of both citizens and international stakeholders. Countries like Myanmar, Thailand, and even the Philippines have seen more volatility, making Malaysia a beacon of political consistency in Southeast Asia. Education and skilled workforce. Malaysia is investing heavily in education and human capital. The country has become a regional education hub, with thousands of international students choosing to study in institutions like University Malaya, Taylor's University, and Monash University Malaysia. English is widely spoken, and the workforce is multicultural, young, and increasingly tech-savvy. This has made Malaysia a preferred destination for outsourcing, especially in industries like software development, animation, financial services, and customer support. In the long run, it's not natural resources but human resources that determine a nation's strength. And Malaysia is getting this formula right. Strong diplomatic ties across Asia. Malaysia's foreign policy is often described as smart neutrality. It has managed to build strong ties with all the major players: China, the US, India, Japan, Saudi Arabia, and ASEAN neighbors, without being drawn into conflicts or military alliances. It maintains trade relations with China, military cooperation with the US, and religious cultural bonds with Middle Eastern nations. In recent years, Malaysia has also taken bold stands on international issues, such as voicing support for Palestine and calling out global injustices, which has boosted its image in the Muslim world. With this balanced and diplomatic approach, Malaysia is quietly becoming a respected voice in international platforms, including the United Nations, ASEAN, and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC. Tourism and cultural diplomacy. Malaysia's tourism campaign, Malaysia Truly Asia, isn't just a slogan, it's a reality. The country represents a rich blend of Malay, Chinese, Indian, and indigenous cultures, creating a unique identity that resonates across the continent. From the highlands of Sabah to the skyscrapers of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia offers cultural, environmental, and religious diversity that few countries can match. This helps the country not just economically through tourism revenue, but also geopolitically, by strengthening soft power and building international goodwill. Post-COVID, Malaysia has bounced back with record-breaking tourism figures, especially from China, India, and Middle Eastern countries. This is soft power in action. Green economy and sustainability leadership. In an era of climate crisis, Malaysia is stepping up its game on sustainability and green development. The government has committed to net zero carbon emissions by 2050, and major infrastructure projects now include green certifications and environmental safeguards. With rich biodiversity, rainforests, and coastal ecosystems, Malaysia is becoming a regional leader in ecotourism, clean energy, and sustainable agriculture. While many Asian nations struggle to balance growth with sustainability, Malaysia is emerging as a model for how to do both, quietly, but effectively. Rising defense capabilities. While Malaysia is not a military superpower, it has been modernizing its defense capabilities in a smart and calculated manner. With ongoing defense deals with South Korea, Turkey, and France, and indigenous defense production starting to grow, Malaysia is improving its maritime and aerial surveillance capabilities, especially important given the South China Sea tensions. More importantly, Malaysia maintains peaceful and professional military diplomacy, participating in joint drills with the US, ASEAN nations, and even China. This positions Malaysia as a neutral but capable regional peacekeeper, rather than a provocateur.